welcome back. Today I thought we would look at these three CDs here. They were all released on this day, August 24th, in the year 1999. And I thought it was an interesting look at alternative rock music at the time. We have the straightforward alternative rock. You've got some new metal that definitely leans more towards your metal side of things, and then you also have new metal that has the rap rock element that was getting very popular at the time. The 90s are ending, and we have been transitioning into this more out of the grunge into this post-grunge kind of heavier side of alternative rock. Thought we would start with this Filter album. This is the album title of record, and this one on the front actually lists the song titles, and I think this one is most known for the song Take a Picture, which you can still hear on alternative and rock radio today. The band is all pictured right there. Welcome to the Fold, the second track here. I think also had some mild success, although radio play was a truncated version, since the track itself I think is close to 8 minutes on here. Pictures of the band. That is the singer there. It's funny, at the time, it being 1999, these always looked like they could be boy band pictures. And then in here, you'll see a very different approach at listing the liner notes and lyrics. They're actually cross-printed over each other. So the back layer of lyrics is one song, and then they print over that a different song sideways. I don't know if it was just a way to save on packaging or if it was intentional. I mean, this is also upside down. It always felt very intentional to me, almost as a statement, since the album itself is titled Title of Record. I don't know for sure. I suppose I could do some research into that, and I probably should have done that for you, but I didn't. My bad. There is that CD for you. And we'll move into the new metal rap rock with P.O.D. And this is their album, The Fundamental Elements of Southtown. This is actually, I believe it's their third album, but it is their major label debut, and the album that started to bring them up to the forefront. with the song Southtown. I actually really like the song Bullet the Blue Sky, which is a cover version of the U2 song. And Set Your Eyes to Zion is a really good song as well. I will slide out a little different so that it gets out smoother. I'll just flip through this real quick for you. I just thought this was fun. It looks like a massive crowd of people when it is actually the band members photographed and pictured multiple different ways all across the background. It's just all the lyrics are included there, and a picture of each individual band member. And then we have all the thank yous as well. Each individual band member has their thanks as well as the band as a whole. I know there is varied opinions on rap metal these days, but I think some of it, especially at the time, was very groundbreaking. And then here we have Sevendust in their sophomore album, Home. This was on TVT Records, and I think the song Denial was the biggest hit off of here, but it's hard for me to remember what was the more radio-friendly songs, because I listen to this so much. Everything sounds very familiar to me, but I know Denial for sure. Home might have been. I think Home was also not just the title song, but not some success. And in here you can see the disc is here. This is the CD. And back here there is a tribute to Lynn Strait and his dog, Dobbs. He was in the band Snot, and he had tragically passed away in a car accident, and he was friends with, the band was friends with him as well as a lot of other people in the music industry, so it was just a nice tribute to him at the time. On this side there is another disc, which is a bonus disc that had 3 live tracks. These are all 3 songs from the first album. And then in here we have a TVT Records postcard that you could fill out and get on the mailing list. And then here we have the booklet. a listing of the additional musicians, which I did want to point out. On one track on here, the singer Skin, she was the singer for a band, Skunk and Nancy. She performs on a track here, as well as Chino Moreno from Deftones. He's on the last track, I believe. And then Troy McLawhorn, who plays some additional guitar on a track. He was at this time in a band called Double Drive, which I may dive into at some point in the future here. It's a little known band, but they had some mild success. And he then later joined the band Evanescence, and I think he might actually still be with Evanescence. So just some history across the genres here of bands and people just being friends and knowing each other and working together. Which I think just makes everything feel so connected, which I really appreciate. These were, I think, 3 very integral albums of the time that helped close out the decade and usher in what became the sound of hard rock and alternative in the early 2000s that I think we all know and remember fondly. But that is these for you today as we celebrate that release date, that all 3 were on the same day. I just find that interesting whenever you see well-known albums that were all released on the same day. And I thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll see you in the next dive.